It's time to take a look at some of the stories in the news and out there in pop culture that have people talking.
Psychotherapist Dr. Robbie Ludwig joins us on the couch to discuss said subject. So, this D.L Hughley, he's backpedaling after making comments about a domestic dispute between Columbus Short.
That's right.
And someone else. What was the story?
Well, he basically was trashing his friend's ex-wife who came out, or I think they're separating. There's some kind of legal argument going on. And she basically claimed that her husband was abusing her and physically being abusive. And so the comedian was supporting his friend, but in doing so really was stepping in dangerous territory. And what we know about women who are abused is they have a hard time coming out and telling their story anyway, because it's such a disempowered group, especially when these women are married to wealthy and famous actors, because there's a whole PR team around these actors to make sure that they're that their presentation remains pristine.
Right, but how harmful is this? I mean, what kind of a message does this send, by D.L Hughley making these statements to these other women who are going through the same thing?
Well, it's very anti-women, because we know that there are a lot of people, a lot of women who live with domestic violence who never come out because they are afraid of being attacked in the court of law. And so we certainly don't want to send that message that if a woman is strong enough to come out and say that she's abused and say, listen, I'm willing to give up my financial security in order to be safe, we want to support that in the media, and we don't want to interfere with a woman's process in taking care of herself and her kids.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about this new Michael Jackson album.
Oh yeah, did you hear this? This is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Michael Jackson, before his death, was working on several songs, and he didn't release them because he felt they weren't good enough. Now, people who know Michael Jackson know that he was really very perfectionistic when it came to his work. And now that he's no longer here, we miss hearing from him. We miss the new songs that are coming out. And so people who are part of his team now are releasing this song and hoping his fans will embrace it, which I'm sure they will.
Oh gosh, because I fall on the other side of the spectrum, though. I feel like we should respect his wishes.
And
I think
release it?
I really do, because I feel like there are certain artists, like you said, they're just perfectionists, and I think that he's the type of person that would have wanted to tweak this until it was absolutely perfect.
Right, but you can't tweak something when you're
gone.
Exactly. So, maybe you'd have a different perspective now. But I think the fans would understand that this is something that is coming out after his death, and so there's a limit to what Michael Jackson can do, and the rest is left to his team. And people who are truly fans are going to want to hear what Michael Jackson was working on before his death.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, now let's talk about Mariah Carey also dropping a new album, but let's take a look at the back cover. This is what has a lot of people talking.
Yes.
There is Mariah.
Looking good.
Wow, okay.
What's the problem?
Now, I think the problem is people are saying that this is not Mariah Carey's body, that we don't know whose body it is, or the question is it being
Carolina's.
It's definitely not my body. That I'll tell you. I'll take that body.
Listen, John, I'll let you spread that rumor for me. No, but I mean, we've seen pictures of her recently, and she does look dramatically different. Let's be honest. This is an airbrush job.
And absolutely right.
Yeah.
But a lot of celebrities will admit that they Photoshop and that it's a fantasy that they're selling. But I guess when it's very, very different from what you look like. Listen, you wouldn't want to do that. I once had a headshot, and I was out in public, and a girl who was very honest said, is that you?
Yeah.
And it's a little embarrassing when that happens. And you know what? The girl had a point.
Well, I had a headshot where it looked like I had a nose job. They fixed it so much. I was like, that's not my nose.
Well, speaking of, is that you? What did Pippa Middleton do?
Oh, so now people are coming out and saying that Pippa's behind was not actually hers, that she had an enhancement or undergarments or something like that to make her look as good.
She wore booty pop.
Did she actually wear that? Do we know that she wore that?
I don't know, but I'm just saying that I've seen those things on infomercials.
I mean, I've seen that too. Listen, I have enough where I wouldn't add anything to my butt. But listen, my feeling is if you had the whole world looking at your buttocks, wouldn't you just do whatever you need to do in order to look good? And she worked it. She looked, and let's face face it, the front of her looked pretty good too.
I mean,
so we were not just looking at her behind.
Look, she doesn't need a lot of work, but if it were me and I knew the whole world was watching, I'd be wearing 6 pairs of Spanx. I would wear like double booty pops, you know?
And I'd be wearing black to a wedding to make me look thinner.
Exactly, totally. Dr. Robbie Ludwig, thank you so much for sharing your insight, for joining us on the couch.